Hey YouTube, Coppersan here, and welcome to the Why Everyone Plays the Explorer Thief Shadower video. The Shadower has seen a massive boost in popularity since last year, since the Destiny update. It has a history of being a very powerful but also very expensive class. With their old meso explosion skill, they could blow up any boss if their wallet was big enough. Nowadays though, the exact opposite is the case, and this class is one of the best, if not the best class for getting mesos, while also bringing great bossing, amazing mobility, and an overall well-liked and fun playstyle to the table. Shadower's popularity also rose after the Kana class got nerfed, with meso farmers looking for the fastest way to generate mesos after the Kishin nerf after totem removal, and the Shadower class was the top substitution for Kana. But before we continue exploring why the Shadower is such an amazing class and such a popular class, I first want to talk a bit about today's video sponsor, Owenius. These sponsorships help keep the channel going, so your support is always greatly appreciated, and you've probably seen them on the channel already. Owenius is a remote software tool that I've personally been using for a while. Using Owenius, you can connect your phone to your desktop and remote control it from your phone. This allows me, for example, to still do my dailies and log in for events without having to be at my desk. That's what I'm using this program for right now, just for login events and running Monster Park when I'm away from home. And I'm pretty sure I'll be using it for the upcoming anniversary events as well. I'm currently using the game version of Owenius. With this version, you can create a custom keyboard so I can play MapleStory on the go. Even the more button-intense classes, you can edit your buttons on the fly to suit your playstyle and in case you want to switch games. There's even some pre-made presets available for most popular games. Owenius also has different plans available. The free plan covers remote desktop and files, the pro version contains Android device support and remote CMD, and the game version that I'm using allows for way better controls while gaming and custom keyboard setups. They also have other useful tools like this smart plug that allows you to safely turn on and off your computer once you're done. There also are some hot sales going on right now. Get 20% off for 2 devices and 40% off for 3 devices or more. And if you're not convinced yet, you can use the code appearing on the screen right now to get a free 7-day trial of Owenius Remote Game. This is only for the first 200 people though, so act quickly. Head over to the Owenius website, click on rewards, sign in, and boom, you're done. You can then easily set up your screen mirroring with your QR code. There is a link in the video description and top comment if you're interested. Again, many thanks to Owenius for sponsoring today's video, and now back to the video itself. So, like always, let's go over the mobbing first. My Shadower is not the strongest. With 3.5k stats and only a few nodes, I do almost have 9k Legion nowadays and all the link skills. Maybe the anniversary event will help me actually boost this character a bit more, because it is super easy to grind with and it has some amazing bossing potential. Shadowers arguably have it the easiest out of the 3 Explorer Thieves grinding wise in the early game. Cruel Stab is an amazing mobbing skill after it changes with the Destiny update. Rest in peace Boomerang Step. With plenty of range and lines of damage, mobbing is pretty easy and pretty straightforward. I'll also introduce you right away to Shadower's main gimmick, Meso Explosion. You'll have to weave that into your training. First use Cruel Stab, then Meso Explosion, and then repeat. That's how you grind basically. And first, these small mesos feel like small peanuts or soggy noodles hitting the monsters. But once you drop all of your funding into your Shadower, which is something that undoubtedly will happen after playing this class for a while, because it's just really fun, those mesos that fly around will hurt and will boost your training by a ton. It will boost your mobbing rates by a crazy amount. So not only does this class has decent grinding from the get-go, it gets way better if you get stronger. Besides those 2 skills, you also get your big sudden raid attack that you can use every 30 seconds and the hyper skill attack Shadow Veil, which covers a large area for 12 seconds where attacks pop out. And if you're in the Shadow Veil yourself, your dark side will not deactivate when you attack, which gives a 15% final damage boost, great during both mobbing and bossing. You'll also only need to keep up the Shadow Partner buff, everything else is a passive or a toggle. Life on the Shadower is just that easy. And then there is your Shadow Assault and Shadow Formation 5th job skills that Shadowers use in the mix when they're grinding. Shadow Assault is great for moving around quickly while also dealing damage, and Shadow Formation just does a ton of damage on like the entire screen. And Shadowers now have an up jump and they can use their Into Darkness skill to teleport to monsters. Life is just so good, man. Their nodes aren't even that bad either. But the biggest benefits of grinding and playing with a Shadower is your 20% more meso drop rate from your skill passives. This allows you to find more mesos than any other class in the game, period. Because your meso making rate is just higher than everyone else, it also makes the class more interesting to grind and level up. And then there is the bossing. The Shadow's bossing skill is called Assassinate. This skill has to be used once and then again to deal the final blow of damage. Shadowers gain super stance during this attack, so they cannot be knocked back, which is super useful. And of course it deals a ton of damage. And if the monster that you hit has the murderous intent debuff, you'll also get a measly 50% of final damage boost. That's pretty crazy. This skill does not have any passive ignore defense or post damage buffs by itself, but you can get a small boost with those stats from your passive hyper skills. Shadow Assault and Shadow Formation are nice to use during bossing, you know, for some mobility or some more damage, but this is where your other two 5th job skills shine the most. There is Sonic Blow, which deals a massive amount of damage and ignores 100% of the enemy defense, and this attack also gives super stance of course, and it leaves a debuff, and this debuff feeds into your other 5th job attack, Trick Blade. Trick Blade also of course deals some crazy amount of damage, and if you attack an enemy with max stacks of the debuff that Sonic Blow or Assassinate leaves, you teleport behind the enemy and Omaiwa mo Shinderu them to death. And this is also your invincibility frame skill, making you invincible for 1.8 seconds. Dealing burst damage with this class is no issue. It isn't as crazy good as their counterpart the Night Lord, but it definitely ain't bad either. And even though Night Lord has better burst, they lack survivability, and Shadower is way better rounded. It actually has a really good survivability. This is because of the advanced Dark Side skill, which has a chance to trigger Dark Side and stay in Dark Side when attacking. When in Dark Side, you can dodge all that annoying stuff that falls from the ceiling. Thieves have it easy in Maple, man. Plus there is all your mobility, dodging Lotus lasers, no problem. Shadower has 2 skills that give super stance, so you don't get pushed around that much. They can teleport, and they have the Smokescreen skill. This skill reduces percentage HP damage by 10% for the Shadower themselves and everyone else of your party who's in the smokescreen. And your party also gets a 20% critical damage buff when they're inside the smokescreen, which is very powerful. This class even got crazy party buffs, man. Shadowers also have decent critical rate and critical damage passive boost, and they take 60% less damage, which is nice when you're just getting started, unlike the paper mache Night Lords. They also can use the toggle skill Steal to get potions and heal HP and MP, and get an attack buff from the potions that you get from bosses. It are those little things that make Shadower just a bit easier to get started on, and I guess that's also one of the reasons why so many people train a Shadower nowadays. It's just very easy to get started on, especially compared to the other Explorer Thieves. So there you have it, good grinding that turns into amazing grinding once you have more funding and node levels, great bossing with plenty of tools to stay alive, great mobility, and they have their unique, very powerful party buff that helps party members survive and deal more damage. Plus they earn 20% more mesos than any other class, giving them the advantage if you use them for meso farming. Those are my thoughts on why the Shadower is such a popular class nowadays. But what do you think of the class yourself? Let me know in the comments. And that was all for today. Thank you so much for watching, thank you for your support as well, and as always, many thanks to our members for their support and for making these videos possible. Special thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian Hanoy, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Cody Mora, Wiley, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Ziggy Deer, Flidiot, Knifesu, Cloudfix, Jesus Rodriguez, Digby, Vira, Trevor, Michael Menchaca, Ratius, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Afterlord _MS, Striker Elk, Tidal One Fun, Radical Jaws, Ricer RU, Sir Tito 655, Mathias Simonsson, PC Game Life, The Passenger, Martin Panzik, Conrad Crystallis, Ace Light, Mr. Narc, Ben Wolf, Max Bernhardt, Muka 1017, BNB King, Scotty Flies Fast, Priscilla, Brendon Cam, Vake Botnet, Feko, Victor Sundstrom, ceemak, Only, Rashid Alharmoudi, Glando Belavia, Gianfranco Calderon Canavero, Lucky Beats, Mathieu Def, Gummy Bullet, Lord Fazil, Spats the Kaiser, Zunnen, That Archie Guy, Grogo, Gabriel Eck, Louis Bento Brandao, Dante Victory, Snufflepop, Astia Villa, Tails Kurtzpet, and The Wolf Drake. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling!